Hello. Is this thing working? Yes, it is.
Is it?
Okay.
Okay.
We can work with this.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm having trouble hearing you, but last time it sounded great.
Really? You can't hear me?
Yeah, turn me up.
I have to turn this on.
Turn me up.
because-
Okay, I can hear you a little
Okay,
bit.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little more soft spoken.
Nah, I think I have shitty headphones.
Oh.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of CO and Rome.
This is Yo.
And this is Rome, and this is episode number 50.
Yo.
Yo, 50 episodes.
50. 50.
50, yo.
50.
So, look, a few things to get out the way. Shout out to afgoclothing.com. If you want to cop yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, a sweatshirt, head on over, search CO in Rome.
Discount code is Zio and Rome 15 gets you 15% off.
Yeah. Go ahead and cop yourself something and let us know.
Yeah. Tag us.
Excuse me. Whoa, had a little
Brain fart.
Had a little brain fart there. So, West Coast banner and sign, or West
Brothers.
Coast sign and banner, either way. Shout out to DeZog Thomas hooking us up with some stickers and the banner for our 1-year anniversary party. Speaking of, if you're looking to attend our 1-year anniversary party, it is taking place in Town and Country, Florida, by the Tampa International Airport on September the 2nd. So make sure to hit us up so we can get you the invite details.
Now, we have sent out some invites already. We are wanting to stress that it is very important to RSVP. We're trying to get a head count to make sure that everyone is taken care of the way they should be.
Shout out to Joanny trying to make the empanadas, which is a if maybe situation.
Yeah.
But if she can make it with the empanadas,
Yo,
shit gonna be lit, fam.
them shits are real as fuck.
Yo, another major shout out to the boy, brother Christopher.
Brother Christopher.
Shout out to brother Chris for always supporting the show. All right, man, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous.
That's great.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I have to start this show off with a little story.
Yes, please.
I went to the nail salon because my feet was fucked up, fam. This has been...
Wait. Did you get your toes waxed?
I did not get my toes
Okay.
waxed this time. But you ever get like a pedicure and you're like, wow, I can go like a month in between pedicures. Well, this time that didn't happen. I was like looking at my feet like, bro, my feet look so fucked up.
Before the month was up?
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
like, let me go get the pedi, So I couldn't find a lady that did the pedi last time.
Okay.
She was probably in the back.
She's like, I don't got her.
So some other lady was doing my pedi that looked like she ain't know what the fuck she was doing because she had to keep consulting with the lady next to her. So I'm like, I don't care, man. I'm fucking tired. I
Just scrub my feet.
just as long as my shit look decent, you know?
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this little Instagram story I put up with me drinking coffee. And I'm like, yo, I got the stash going, Why don't I get my mustache waxed while I'm here?
I didn't even see that, but okay.
And then I'm like, well, I'm getting my mustache waxed. I might as well get my eyebrows waxed because I have eyebrows now. There was a
Yes.
time when I didn't.
Yes.
So we back in the wax section. And this bitch, sorry to call you a bitch, ma'am. Lovely bitch.
Right,
Very
right.
lovely bitch.
Bitch out of love.
Gets wax on my shirt, which isn't a big deal.
But still, does she not know what the fuck she's doing?
I don't know, but there's wax on my shirt, and then wax hit my baby hairs, bro. Nigga, that's like the worst
No.
thing to get wax on. Like, baby hairs are life,
They're
fam.
important.
Oh my God, I just felt her like carefully trying to pull wax out my baby hairs, and I was like,
Okay, stop.
yo, if this bitch pull out my baby hairs, how am I not going to fuck her up?
Please tell me that she didn't pull your baby hair.
Nah, it went very smoothly, but I
Oh,
was
okay.
really like the Hangover meme with them carry the one and all that math shit.
Yeah, that was
How
happening.
am I not gonna fuck her up?
Yeah.
How am I not gonna lose my mind up in this bitch?
Damn.
How am I not gonna do it?
You know, I don't know if you should stick to the lady that waxed your toes.
Yeah,
She seems like she puts in an extra effort. So
Yeah, she did a good job
She
though,
did?
the lady
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Oh,
Shouts
yeah?
out to her. I gave her a nice little tip.
even with the melted wax
I
on the
did.
baby
I
hairs?
did because God's working on me.
Yo,
God is working
I am
on me.
so proud of you, friend.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
for
Anything
sure.
eventful happen with you this week?
I went out with some coworkers and my supervisor, and we had a great time. I love, 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 love seeing people out of their work element, because it kind of reminds you like, oh, you're just like me. You're just like me. Not that you look at them differently at work, but yeah, you look at them differently at work.
Right.
But let me tell you, bro, this weekend when I went out with them, I was reminded how I can be such a savage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I love it. I'm not going to, give too much information as to why, but I am a savage.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, savage vibes.
Yes,
Happy for you, man.
Thanks.
So, look, we're going to wing it like we always do.
Of course.
And I'm going to give a little bit of celebrity talk, and let's focus on the celebrity.
Yeah, let's focus.
More focus on the concept.
Go ahead.
Nicki is out here wilding. Nicki Minaj, right?
Jesus Christ.
And I just can't help but think about how having a bad attitude and having bad energy can hold you back like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I have never seen anyone so angry for being number 2. Travis Scott has not done shit to nobody. He the cutest little, nicest little guy. He seems like he just out here trying to create
Mind
shit.
his own business.
And I just want to say that positivity is contagious, and I think that that's a lot of the reason why Cardi is winning. I'm just kind of like, if I was turned off by Nicki before, I'm really turned off by her now, and the way she's moving. She acting like the world owe her something.
Yeah, and I just don't think that, regardless of whether or not she has a right to be angry, the way you're going about it, baby, is just so wrong, in my opinion. I feel like you can be angry and kind of use that as motivation to drop fire bars. We've lived in the generation where, people battled each other through bars. You could throw a song out there that is saying exactly how you feel.
Put it in the music.
Put it in the music. Show your hunger. Have that speak for itself. And instead, she's out here talking shit when it's not doing anything for her but making her look crazy.
It's like a catch-22, right? Because she hasn't been one to really share a lot of her personal life.
Right.
And so I'm like, wow, she's doing Queen Radio. She's answering difficult questions. So that was a little exciting, right? But it's the way she's going about it that I'm like, no, baby, you doing it wrong. Like, oh, man, we can learn so much from this. And just as women, too. I mean, it's okay to be angry, and she could be super entitled in all her feelings and all her emotions. But it's it's counterproductive when you're out here complaining about why niggas ain't sweating you, and then you showing everyone this ugly side of you, and you're pushing them away.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think she even realizes it or cares.
Yeah, you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Right now, she's spewing vinegar.
Yeah, shit's gross, man.
Yes, I hate vinegar.
What you got over there, man?
I have lots of whatever. I have lots of just round table discussions.
Okay.
Zeals. Go to
Seals, roundtables, discussions.
I want to discuss
gotta work
something.
on that jingle.
I know. We do need a jingle for that, though. So there's been something that I've been seeing a lot lately, and I'm reminded of a time where I saw it even more when I was newly single after my 8-year relationship with my baby daddy. And I'm reminded of it again. I realized that men, when I say men, I want to say people who consider themselves boys for years and years and years, don't necessarily hold the same loyalty to each other that girls state they do to other girls. But I'm wondering as to why, if guys don't hold that loyalty to each other as boys, why is it the girl that's always wrong in that trio? You understand my question?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if as women we do the same thing. I feel like as women, you my homegirl, right? And let's say someone crosses a line and it involves you. Would I be like, oh, CO, you're still my homegirl, but this third element, I'm just going to be mad at them and not at you?
Right.
I feel like that's not a realistic thing.
I feel like the guys do that a lot, though.
Yeah, I feel like I could have a conversation with you about how I feel something's fucked up and that we can still be friends.
Right.
But I feel like dudes will be like, yo, my homeboy can do no wrong, but these bitches, it's like, it's all them.
Or they'll be
They're
like, damn, my
terrible.
nigga hit. Well, you know, I ain't mad at him. I get it. But this bitch is foul. Like, she smashed the homies or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why is that?
I don't understand. I don't understand that.
And boys, like, dudes will be out here going up and down these streets talking about, you know, this is my brother from another mother. We're boys for life, blah, 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 all this stuff. But the moment, because let's be honest, if the girl was disloyal, dude, your homie was extra disloyal. Because I understand if the situation was different and he came to you and was like, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. That's rarely the case, though. Dudes definitely be sliding in shorty's DMs and acting otherwise.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I really have to like kind of rewind to like my perspective on, you know, the whole Mars versus Venus dynamic, right? Because I don't know, you know, I love my husband. He's a great guy, but I don't feel he falls into the same category of like bro code, masculine, like niggas. He doesn't subscribe to this whole thing you're talking about. I feel like he can be a very fair, logical individual. And like if his homeboy betrayed him, he's going to be like, nigga,
You're
fuck
wrong.
you and fuck like.
Oh, I'm not saying this like
Right.
generally, like this is 100% all the time type deal, but
Right. So
it's a big majority.
What I'm saying is that being with him for the past like 3-4 years,
Yes.
I feel like I'm kind of losing sight to what I've been exposed to before. So thinking back in that place, I mean, I kind of feel like I've always viewed guys, and guys often try to project this concept that they can't control their sexuality.
Right.
Like my dick thinks for itself.
Right.
And I kind of feel that that's the excuse in terms of their forgiveness of one another and loyalty. He's like, well, what was he supposed to do? The pussy was in front of him.
Yeah, she was throwing it at him.
She
What
was
do you?
throwing, like, what the fuck? Was his dick supposed to say no?
Right.
You
Right.
know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that I think it is. They're like, what do you expect? Like, I feel like these guys really want us to think that it's hard to control their dicks.
I still feel like it's not fair to the female because regardless of who's being disloyal or who's not being disloyal, like we're all humans and everybody should be accountable for their own actions. And I think that if the girl is being fucked up, then your homie is being really fucked up too, homie.
What I will say is just like as a woman in the situation, like it's so easy for us to kind of be brainwashed to these concepts in terms of identifying what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
And I think that if we peep game, we can't let these niggas get in our heads. And I'm gonna be like, nigga, get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit.
For real.
Like, holla at your boy. Okay? Holla at your homie. And if you ain't gonna hold homie accountable, then get the fuck out of my face.
Yes.
And get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of women have trouble bossing up in that way because we have just this strong desire for companionship and love from men, and we feel like we have to fight so hard to get it that we're sometimes willing to bend over backwards and subscribe to their bullshit to keep it.
Yeah, and I feel like society has this view on females of how they're supposed to be portrayed. And I think that regardless of whether or not we scream to the mountaintops that we don't give a fuck about that view, we kind of do. And so we don't want to be viewed as hoes or sluts or someone who did something disloyal or anything of that nature. So I don't know. I think I've grown into a space where I'm just kind of like, okay, well, if this was to ever happen, let's all sit in a room and discuss it as the whole, you know, because I come with receipts. Okay.
I mean, I think it's cool to like not even have to explain yourself.
That's true.
That's sexy as fuck.
But just in case. Just in case. What you got?
So, you know, this has been a very interesting week for me. I've been out and about.
You living your best life.
Living my best life. And, you know, I think I've been living my best life so much that I haven't really been taking down notes. So one of the things that I feel that I've been doing with all this newfound energy that I have is really networking, preparing for this trip we have coming up in September.
Can't wait.
And I don't know. I've been kind of bold with my approach to networking.
Yeah, you always been a savage, but I feel like you've been extra savagery lately.
And I'm trying to be mindful and careful. Like, I don't want to like go too far with the savage and end up hurting myself and hurting you because you're my business partner.
Listen,
So
I expect it by now.
I'm trying so careful. So, I was thinking about this YouTuber named Shameless Maya, and she had this whole campaign some years ago that was called Shameless Self-Promotion. And I just kind of want to throw the conversation out there. Is shameless self-promotion okay? And what are the rules to this shit? Just for kicks. Like, what do we feel the rules are to this shit?
When you say shameless self-promotion, the one thing that I kind of link to it is kind of like an interview for a job. I feel like when you go to an interview for a job, your position in that interview is to sell yourself, to explain to this employer why you are the best option for them. And I think that shameless self-promotion kind of falls in that. Like you're putting yourself out there and you're letting it be known why you are the bomb.com.
Right.
Now, what is too far is the question.
Yeah, because I feel like, first of all, y'all keep hearing these dings. It's because I'm on a MacBook and I do not know how to use this shit. I was at the Apple store today. Like, I need to take a class on how to use this MacBook.
Seriously?
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Shit. No, I think the purpose behind the self-promotion is what's important, because if you're just doing it with no purpose attached to it, that's when it becomes kind of whack, right?
Yeah.
I just think that if you are going to take it hard, like you're going to go hard with your shameless self-promotion, you got to be prepared that if it does rub someone the wrong way, you got to be accepting of that.
Right.
And not put too much judgment on the person you try to project yourself on. Like, well, then fuck you too, nigga, shit.
Yeah, we're not out here doing Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, you got to be like, ooh, too much. So
okay, next time I will reel it in a little bit.
And I think that as long as you're self-aware, it's okay. I've been really trying to showcase, what we do as individuals and the value of that in an elevator pitch, like in a one-liner. And I do want people to know, like you would fucking love us, you know? And
I mean, hello.
And I feel like you do have to be shameless to be able to talk about yourself in that way and not being afraid of talking about yourself in that way. You mentioned job interviews. There's a lot of people out there that are simply just uncomfortable talking about themselves. They're uncomfortable receiving compliments. They're just like super, super shy. But, man, I like it because I'm of the thought that closed mouths don't get fed.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And I am so comfortable asking for things that kind of go beyond the imagination, because I've been practicing that for years and years and years now, ever since, getting put onto the law of attraction and reading books like The 4 Agreements and being impeccable with your word. And then, the whole concept of believing yourself that like you can really have anything that you want.
Yes.
And a lot of that comes with speaking and requesting and asking for things. I spent some time this weekend with a really dear friend of mine that she's going through like some of the most pivotal changes in her life right now.
Yes.
And it's like, it's such a shift for her that it kind of takes a moment to realize like this is happening.
Yeah, it takes a while to sink in, and it can even be overwhelming at times.
And I feel like the more I push my ambition in asking for things, it's like I go into it like, yeah, hey, how about this? I throw the idea out there, and then the moment someone says yes and you're not expecting that yes, you have like the party in your head, but you gotta be cool as fuck.
Of course, poker face.
You gotta be cool as fuck, like you were expecting it, and not being too excited when the odds start working out in your favor. So it's like a game to me, and it's a lot of fun. So, I'm really excited to see what comes of that. But I want to encourage so many other people to just really build value in yourselves and being comfortable with yourself and being self-aware and just connecting. Like, we're all people.
Yeah, and I think shameless plugs and as far as like selling yourself is not, I don't think there's a problem with that. I think that key in that though would be to still be humble in that process. You can't be out here overly confident, too cocky with it, where it seems like, okay, you feel like you're entitled to something, and that's not the case. I'm just hungry.
And I'm not down for drive-by shameless plugs. Like, hey, pay attention to my shit and I'm out. Like,
correct.
Like, genuinely connect with me because you feel that there's value in us connecting. If it's a no for right now,
That's
and
okay.
it doesn't make sense. That's okay. But whenever someone comes to you and asks you like, hey, can I be on your podcast? You come on our podcast. We never hear from you again. You're not supportive of anything we're doing. Like there's no connection there. It's like, I'm mindful that when I reach out to people that if we're not a good fit for them or whatever the case is, I was a fan before, I'm gonna be a fan after.
Right. That's not gonna get me butt hurt to the point where I want nothing to do with you. That's not the type of party we're throwing over here.
So I guess another rule of engagement is not to just use and abuse the process. Do it in a way that's respectful and genuine.
Absolutely. I agree to that.
Yeah, maybe we could put together like a little rule book. Because I like it.
I like rule books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's good. What else you got over there, Loverbird? Back in CEO's corner.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my notes. They're all about like relationships and love. I think I've been in my feels lately.
It's
Whatever.
okay.
Anyways, so I was reading all these things on Instagram, like quotes, and everybody seems to be on their in their feels actually. Whatever. So it made me realize, I wonder if guys think that girls want or get excited about getting gifts from them because we're seen as materialistic. Or, in my opinion, I think it's because for that moment, it makes the girl feel like you thought about me enough to get this, or this reminded you of me and you decided to step outside of the norm and get it for me. But I wonder if guys think like, oh, bitches are just gold diggers and they're materialistic and that's why they want gifts all the time. I want a guy to come out here and answer these questions, or hit us up on our Gmail and answer like, do you guys view us as materialistic just because we like little trinkets here and there?
I would hope not. And I think that it depends on the guy. I mean, man, I have dated some men that are like loaded with cash, that it's like pulling teeth to get them to buy something for a lady.
Right.
And I just kind of feel like their value system in terms of how important it is to make someone feel special or to do something kind, no matter the price. I just feel like for them, if it's not important for them, they don't care. Some people are just so fucking self-absorbed. It's ridiculous, but it's just like sometimes you're raised to only receive and not to give.
Right. And it doesn't even have, personally to me, it doesn't even have to be anything that was bought. Like just the detail behind something, the fact that I think, you know what? I think what it is also is that men tend to feel like if being like exposing their feelings for their girl and putting it out there, it makes them soft because they're being vulnerable. I think that that's their image that they see. Oh, I'm being soft if I do this. Not all men, but I believe that for the most part, that's what where the image comes from, and the not wanting to do it. But it's all behind the details. Like I feel like, for example, when you in the beginning of the podcast, I don't remember what episode it was, but you mentioned how Jonathan and you had decided that you weren't going to buy gifts to each other. You were kind of just going to do something. And he set up that whole picnic in your living room and had gotten all like your favorite foods. That is so cute to me. I'm pretty sure he didn't come out of his pocket like crazy. But that means something. It's all behind the details. He thought enough about you to be like, I'm going to make her feel good in this specific moment.
There was Jonathan's been really, really good with that.
Yes.
And what I kind of feel like as women, we are kind of part of the problem.
How so?
Because we are naturally just super nurturing, and when we're constantly nurturing and we're constantly like fighting for the attention of these men, we're always in give mode and they're constantly in receive mode, and they just kind of sometimes feel that they don't have to do much for us to give to them. We're just willing to give out the gate. And I don't know. I kind of feel like I can see how some of our own behavior can promote the dynamic where she's the giver and he's the receiver. I'm not saying that it's right. However, I feel that a little bit of communication in terms of expectations on how we want to be treated can go a long way in terms of the way that men can behave. Listen, men, a lot of them are very simple. This doesn't speak to their intelligence or anything like that. And sometimes it's just a matter of letting him know what you expect. If you are giving up the pussy, cooking for a nigga, doing all this shit that just makes his world go round, and you never suggest the idea or the concept that, you know, you'd like it if he could do some things for you, or you don't even ask, he can go the entire relationship never feeling prompted to do shit for you because everything's just going in his favor. You know what I mean? So many times I was watching this lady, the divorce judge lady with short hair on TV.
I know what you're talking about.
She was like, you know, men aren't mind readers. There was this one day I was having a really, really bad day, and I was pissed at my husband because he didn't take out the trash or some bullshit like that. And he didn't, you know, he didn't do something around the house. And she was just upstairs steaming because she's like, it's common sense. He should know that this needs to be done.
But it's common sense to us.
Right. And she said it was just a matter of asking him to do it. And he was like, sure. And he did it, you know, and it's that simple. And I've practiced that, you know, in my marriage. And sometimes I wonder if it's because he is just so cooperative. But a lot of times, man, it's just a matter of me asking him. And he's like, sure, he doesn't fight me. He just does it, you know. And there are a lot of moments where he does things on his own without me asking. Those moments are really, really nice. You know, there was this time not too long ago, he came home with flowers. I think you were at the house that day.
I was.
And I was just kind of like, okay.
You were like, what happened? What is this for? And he was like, just cause.
You know, that's really, really nice. But those moments kind of can start happening more frequently as you communicate to him how much you appreciate that and how much you enjoy that. And
it's not the material in itself.
And he sees that when he does do those things for you, you're not just the regular ass bitch. He actually sees that it makes you more pleasant. It makes you happy,
yes.
You know, because that's the benefit to him too. Like, wow, when I do nice things for her, I see a shift. I see a glow, you know, and maybe men will start to kind of
link it
and be like, I like seeing her happy, so I'm going to do this. So we got to kind of help reprogram these guys too.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But I also feel like
but he's got to be a willing participant.
Yes.
In the brainwashing. You know what I'm saying?
You got to subliminally brainwash him.
It's like, you got to be willing.
Yeah. But I think that I think that we need to take our previous relationships as like a trial and error situation as well too. We have to learn from those situations and apply them to new moments, because we've realized, or at least I can only speak for myself, is that we tend to get really comfortable in relationships and we stop doing what we first did to obtain that person in our lives or have that person want to be around us. And I think that regardless of how long you're in a relationship, that stuff needs to continue. It may not have to be as consistent, but it still has to be present. The person still has to feel that you want them. Being wanted is extremely important in a relationship.
For sure.
So, you know, I think that we need to have that set in our minds as females and males, that this is all about giving and receiving.
Indeed.
What's up?
So, next note is me practicing maturity in many, many ways.
Okay.
I went to Starbucks yesterday and it was very clear that this bitch had a problem. And I was just looking at this hoe like, you big mad or you little mad about me placing this order right now?
That's weird, because Starbucks is usually really pleasant.
Well, it was a Starbucks inside of a Target, and I feel like she's someone that was working in Target that now is working for Starbucks.
Got it.
So I was with someone, and they were like surprised by how well I handled the situation. And I was just like, you know, I have this sick, twisted approach to making people feel uncomfortable when they're being an asshole towards me.
I love that.
And I'm like, all you got to do is be extra nice to them so they can realize how much of an asshole they're being and how it ain't phasing you. Like, that shit makes them feel uncomfortable.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, because it's happened to me too. Like, I've realized I've had a little bit of attitude and someone's even nicer to me while I have attitude. And then I'm like, fuck, I need to reel this in because I'm being a little bit of a douche.
But don't do it with sarcasm. Like, be super genuine with the niceness. Be like, oh man, thank you so much. You've been great.
You're such an asshole.
Like, you've been, wow, this is great. You know? And I said, you know, something that helps me kind of better cope through these bad service moments is maybe this person's having a bad day. Maybe they're always a bitch, but that's the seed I always plant in my head. Maybe they're having a super bad day and I don't even know about it. And that really creates pause before the pop off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But between this, waxing my baby hairs, a lot of different things going on, man, God has been working on me. I'm kind of concerned that I'm becoming a pussy.
No.
I'm becoming a pussy, bro.
No, because if shit pops off and you had to pop off, you would pop off.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so then that doesn't mean that you're a pussy.
What's dangerous about this?
Dangerous!
What's dangerous about this is that when a situation does call for me to pop off, I think I'm going to be extra more pop off-ish.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, bitch, if I'm to the point where I'm popping off, that means you really got me out of my element. And not only am I mad about what the fuck's going on right now, I'm mad that you got me out of my godly state.
Yes. That's my life. That is my life as a whole since I've become a mother.
You are blocking the path between me and my righteous Lord and Savior, and you gon' pay for that shit, bitch. You
gonna learn today.
You gonna learn, bitch.
No, I'm so serious. That is my life. I feel like the reason why my pop-offs are so crazy is because ever since I've became a mom, my pop-offs are less and less because I'm just like, oh, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Who gonna bail me out? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So when something literally takes me to that pop off moment, it's bad, Rome. It is bad. Like, people gotta tell me what happened because I don't remember.
Yeah, this is I don't know who I'm becoming.
That's not it does not make you a pussy. It does not make you a pussy. But you know what? That's a good thought to have. The fact that you said maybe this person is having a bad day. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the hell's going on in this person's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like
but if you have bad days like 3 times in a row, then I know it's you, bitch.
Yeah, that's different. But I feel like that's a good thought to have as humans in general, as people in general in society. Because, for example, I read this thing one time that said that a car was driving behind another car and the car in front of them had a sign in the back windshields, and the sign said, "Please be patient with me. Learning how to drive stick may stop every so often." And that the person in the back of that car was patient, did not get upset, let them take care, let them learn their situation driving, whatever. But then the person started to question themselves and they were like, if this sign wasn't there, how would I have reacted? You would have been pissed. Yeah. You would have been like swerving around. You would have been flicking them the bird. You would have been doing all of these things. I know I would have. I would have been pissed. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Not everyone wears a fucking sign. And we have to be aware that things are happening in other people's lives. It's not just our lives that things happen to. Yeah. So it's a good thought to have, whether it's a real thing that's happening or not. Mm-hmm. I agree with you there, friends.
Yeah.
You're not a pussy, though.
You added some really good notes there.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job.
No problem.
What you got?
You got anything else?
Actually, I do. So, love. I want to talk about love. I have been thinking about, like, as people, how we've changed as a society. We used to be in a place where if someone was stuck on the side of the road, hitchhiking wasn't a problem. If you needed a cup of sugar, asking your neighbor wasn't a big problem. And the world has become so crazy and so ugly that you can't really comfortably do these things anymore. So I've been talking a lot lately about relationships, whether they're romantic or not. And I'm like, how can I be a loving person, a proponent of love, without playing myself, right?
Yeah.
So one of the keys that kind of just rolled out of my mouth when I was having this conversation was that you should be comfortable and vulnerable enough to love others. You should be open and vulnerable enough to let people love you. But the key is making sure that you don't sacrifice more than what you can afford to lose.
Yes.
You know, that's you can never control what other people do, but you can't experience love amongst one another unless you're just willing to do it, you know? And I'm at a stage that if I'm not out here lending niggas money, if I'm not out here just letting people take advantage of me, then what do I have to lose when somebody fucks up? and
Yeah.
shows me that they're not worthy of my love anymore. And I feel that I'm kind of going through a very interesting shift in my life right now that requires a lot of support of my friends and my family. And I'm realizing that this could be a lot harder for me if I wasn't surrounded by love. And how did I get so lucky to have so many loving people in my corner? Like, nigga, I got a gang. I got a gang of niggas that love me, man.
Squad.
And then I'm not talking about 3 or 4 people. I mean,
Which is crazy because when you think about it, like you're like, oh, I only have a handful of good friends. But then when you find yourself going through moments that are, ultimately life changing, and those people really, really reveal themselves, you're a lot more blessed than you actually initially thought.
yeah. I mean, I feel like the key is that I became comfortable receiving and giving love, and I don't know. It's been a really, really good thing. And I've just been thinking, I'm very happy with my squad, but I want to continue to be wearing love on my sleeve everywhere that I go without me getting hurt.
Yeah.
And we got to be we got to have our own like love management system.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's also when you're speaking about letting yourself be loved and not just, being someone who loves. I think that's also learning how to let go of fear that perhaps those expectations are not going to be reciprocated as far as like how hard you love. You think that you're either not going to be loved the same way in return. And I think that that's fear. You're scared.
Yeah.
Not everyone loves the same way. That doesn't mean that they don't love you equally. I think that people put this expectation like, oh, you have to do this the way that I do it in order for me to know that you really love me. No, that's not true.
Wow. Something else just popped in my head. Okay. The concept, like this is the hardcore rule. This is the rule.
Okay.
You can love as long as you're not willing to sacrifice more than what you can afford to lose. A lot of times people experience heartbreak if their relationship doesn't work out for whatever reason, whether they're betrayed, violated, or whatever, it interrupts their entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Financially, it's like,
because they let it though.
bingo. That's
Yes.
the point. So it's like, I can gladly say that, let's just talk about romance. God forbid if something were to go south in my relationship, I can be like, I can survive that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience, but I'm not going to be homeless.
Yeah, you're not going to be homeless. There's not going to be other people that love you less. You're still going to be surrounded by love.
So my thought is that, sometimes we're seeking relationships when we're not even in the position as individuals to be in a relationship. Bitch, if you can't take care of yourself financially, then maybe you got some other things to focus on.
Yeah, that's true.
Before involving yourself with someone.
You have to love yourself so much first that you have to be willing to know when you're not being loved to the same level that perhaps you love yourself, and know that it's okay to walk away from that as well. It's so okay to do that. But there's levels to this shit. There's balance to that as well. I think that you nailed it right on the head. You cannot let it affect every other aspect of your life.
Love gang. Hashtag love gang.
Yep.
Promoting love. Yeah. This is going to be a thing.
I got one last thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is a important question. Do you respect brutal honesty, no matter what level of brutal it is, just simply because it's honesty? Or do you respect more lies from someone, even if they're just little white lies, the lie being to protect you from possible hurt? Which one is something that you respect more? Like, you respect the brutal honesty because you're getting it for what it's worth, or the lie because this person didn't want to hurt you and that's the reason they tried to fib?
Depends.
So there's situations where you would prefer the lie.
Yeah, I actually lied to someone recently
Okay.
and they caught me in the lie.
What?
And um the person asked me if
You're gonna say it on the air, bitch?
I'm going to say to a certain extent.
Okay.
All right, so like last week someone asked me, did you tell CEO ABC and XYZ?
I was involved in this shit.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So it was like,
I feel lied to. I'm really hurt.
someone was like, did you tell CEO, ABC, and XYZ? And I was like, nah. So then a few days ago, I was telling a story about that surrounded when I told you. And they were like, so you told her? And I was like, yep. And I knew I was caught in the lie, but I was like, let me see if they called me out on that shit. I was like, yep. And they were like, oh, well, I caught you in a lie because last week when I asked you about this, you told me that you didn't. I said, you're right. I was like, I lied to you. I lied to you because I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable.
I have so many questions and I cannot wait to ask them.
I lied to you. And we both laughed it off because it was like, it wasn't a big deal. And I just feel like if I lie to you about something and it's something small, little white lie, I lied to you so I wouldn't make you feel uncomfortable in that moment. But I have no problem now letting you know what happened because it doesn't really matter now.
Right, but ultimately you're basically saying that you were still brutally honest at the end of it all.
At the end of it all, I was brutally honest, but I feel that sometimes lies do serve a purpose in business and relationships. I just feel like you have to lie responsibly.
So my thing is, like, I remember, you're so stupid. I hate you.
I'm just being real.
But I feel like I recall at one moment you said, if someone who I'm in a relationship with decides to cheat on me, please never let me find out.
Just be smooth about it to where there's no indication.
Okay, so do you consider that, a white lie that is to something that you can respect because it's to not hurt you?
I don't expect that to be a white lie. I feel like white lies are small things that don't really matter, meaning that if this person I was talking to would have made a big deal and then like, I can't fuck with you anymore because no matter how big or small the lie is, I don't fuck with liars and fuck you. I would have looked at them like, are you for real mad at me because I shared something about my life with my best friend? You's a dumbass. Because hello, that's bestie.
Yeah.
But I feel like something like cheating, it's like you have to take on the duty and the responsibility of creating this illusion. You know what I mean? Like this can be life altering. And my thing is like with cheating, it's like you sleeping with someone else could affect my health. You sleeping with someone else can, like, it's a really big thing. And if you at any point make the decision to cheat on me, knowing and understanding the risks that are involved and how that could impact our relationship, how that could impact me, and then on top of that, you sloppy enough for me to catch wind of it, that makes me feel like you don't respect me. That makes me feel like what we have isn't even strong enough that you were careless, you know. But the only reason why I'm okay with the whole don't let me know about it is because we have these urges and we have these moments in our lives where we're exposed to different things. And if this woman is drop dead gorgeous, looking like Megan Fox and Angelina Jolie and J-Lo all together, and she popped the pussy in front of my husband and he's like, this is probably never going to happen ever again in my fucking life. I have to do this. I have to do it. I can understand that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying if the perfect storm occurs in weakness, niggas can make the wrong decision. And I'm not here to be in your head 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm not here to treat you like a child. I'm not here to make decisions for you. But what I'm saying is because you're human and because I know you'll make mistakes and I know that you may not make the right decisions all the time because I know I don't make the right decisions all the time.
Yeah.
The least I can ask is that if you do fuck up, just do me the favor and save me the heartache and just keep that out of my line of sight.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So you're not taking away from it that ultimately it is a wrong situation
Correct.
to be in. You're not saying, oh, I don't care, it's not wrong because he's going above and beyond to not let me find out by not being sloppy. It is still wrong.
You would do more harm than good by letting me know something that I may have never found out about.
Okay, I get it. I do feel like there's an offset to that as well, though. I do feel like, for example, if you are simply in the courting stages with someone and you feel the need to have to lie about every single thing because you want to be perceived a certain type of way, there's no reason for that. I feel like, let me see all of your true colors. Even though when you're courting someone, I do understand that you want them to see you in the best light so that those are the things that they fall in love with.
Right.
Understandably so. However, when you're lying about all these little things that ultimately I'm going to see is not really your buildup, I feel like that's stupid. That is stupid because I'm going to pull out and be like, bitch, bye.
I feel like the first example of like my husband comes across Rihanna / J-Lo, whatever the fuck. It's like, you're already mine. You're not pursuing a life with this other person. You're just trying to get the pussy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't have to fight for what's mine. You know, it's not a big deal. If we're courting, meaning that you're not mine and I'm not yours. We're both trying to figure out the boundaries of our relationship as we grow. And it's so delicate because today we can just be like, hey, we're just friends. We're just having a good time. And tomorrow it can be like, wow, we're really digging each other.
Yes.
And when does monogamy start? Because this is becoming a thing. It's a very confusing time in which communication is very important. So my thought is that I'm still technically single. You're leading me on to believe that I'm the apple of your eye and there's no one else other than me. So me trying to be a respectful individual, I'm going to return that same expectation to you. Now, when we're courting and you're making me feel like I'm the only one, but then I find out you got other bitches on the side, I'm mad because you robbed me of my choice.
Church.
You robbed me of my choice to fuck with whoever the fuck I want to fuck with.
Bro.
And for that, I cannot forgive you.
Yeah, that makes me angry. I read a fucking thing on Instagram and I can't remember exactly word for word, but it went something to the effect of what you're saying. And it said, girls don't get mad because you decided to do your thing regardless of what that thing was while you were getting to know shorty. What gets girls mad is that you made them think that they were the only one you were after. So therefore, they turned down mad niggas,
mad
bitches, whoever, you know, because a bitch got
Parmesan.
options. It don't gotta just be niggas.
I turned down lasagna.
You know, I turned down free lunch, nigga. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I turned down so many other potentials because in my minds, I'm thinking you are only interested in me. I'm trying to respect the same energy that I think I'm getting.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm not angry that you decided to do what you wanted to do while we were quote unquote courting each other. I'm upset that I turned down possibly someone who would have given me exactly what you were pretending to.
It's someone who could have been really real for a fraud.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like I have more respect for someone that tells me, listen, I really dig you right now. I want to get to know you. Just be clear that I'm also getting to know other people. I'm so that bitch. Like if someone was to ever say something to me, I'm like, hey, like I cut people off quick to the point where like I let it be known like, hey, hold on. We haven't reached the point where I feel like we've solidified that we like each other enough to just be the only thing in each other's lives.
Yeah.
However, it is going in that direction.
You know what? You got to start wearing headphones again.
Am I being really loud?
Yes. I don't think she realizes.
I'm hyped right now, son.
I don't think she realizes.
That's the Puerto Rican is kicking in me.
Which I was just going to say.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You're like, oh, your eyes are mad wide looking at me like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You got anything to drink,
I'm feeling this energy. It's great.
But it gets me frustrated because I feel like people don't have that consideration.
Here's the thing too, though. Like, I know you guys are probably sick of me playing devil's advocate and always making excuses for niggas, this, that, and the third.
Bitches do it too, though.
But here's my point. Like, that's a very difficult thing to communicate when you're feeling someone. Like, oh, I'm dating other people. And then you're like, oh, if I tell Shorty that I'm dating other people, then she's probably going to stop fucking with me. So I'm going to just lead her on or whatever. Like, I get the logic that goes behind that thought. I'm not saying that it's right, but I think that there's something so grown and so sexy about being like, listen, we just met on Friday. I wasn't expecting to meet you. I obviously had some things in play before I met you.
Correct.
I think that meeting you has kind of like piqued my interest in a new way. And I am very much interested, but I really think we should take our time with this and see where it goes. Like, you said all of that. Yo, I have a way with words. Y'all niggas can use that shit. But I feel like if I hear that, I'm planning to see like, okay, if I do find out he's dating other women at some point, like I'm reading in between the lines.
Yeah.
I don't have the expectation that I'm the only woman because it's true. You had a life before me.
Yeah,
You-
I feel like honesty is like so sexy. Though.
I'm not looking to jump into anything serious right away. I am digging you. I do like what we have going on right now, but this is all kind of come as a surprise. It's something new, but I'm with it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, you know, we just need to have patience with one another and see where this goes. Is me like, okay, he might have some other bitches he's fucking with. And then I'm just like, I'm the best bitch. You know what I'm saying?
And I will put in the work to show you why I'm the best bitch. That's my mentality. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you got other suitors. Well, let me show you something, nigga.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying?
Which,
It's
by
just-
the way, I saw some shit online, right?
Okay.
You know, I have a friend of mine that was fucking with this dude, right? And I was like kind of wondering where things were going with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work out for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
This was a long, like this is probably like years ago, long time ago.
Okay.
So fast forward, I now see that he's serious with somebody. And I'm like, yo, you never popped nothing off with my friend, but then you fucking with this bitch?
I'm so interested on what's happening here, but I'm not gonna try and make sense
No,
of it.
but
But
you-
yes, I get it.
You ever see like a nigga that you think that's like unlockdownable?
And then they get locked down.
And you're like, you got locked down with that?
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that's happened to me before. A dude I used to date back in the day, he used to love coming to my house. And he was just like always up in my shit, but was always making excuses about why he didn't want to be in a relationship. Then like we kind of saw each other around the way. He was trying to like be my friend again. But by the way, I got a girl and we're about to go on a cruise. So it's like something really serious, you know? And I see a picture of this bitch and she looked like Squidward, son. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Damn.
Like-
Damn. But you know what?
That's so weird.
It's weird because you're looking at it from this side, but sometimes you have to see that maybe you weren't that person's unicorn. Maybe that person had something that
Yeah,
made
but
that.
I'm fucking awesome.
I know we are so fucking awesome.
How is
we
Squidward better than me? Is what I'm trying to
Listen,
figure out.
Maybe Squidward's got good head.
Maybe
game.
it's them tentacles, dog.
Yeah,
It's doing
you
more
know,
than
sometimes you know
what
that you need an extra pair of tentacles. You know, I don't got tentacles.
I
I
don't got
can't do all that, but you know, anywho. All I'm saying is that perhaps that's what the situation. They found something in that person that they didn't in the other, and that is perfectly okay.
That's perfectly okay.
Ultimately, my situation is be completely honest with me and don't rob me from my options, because the same way that you have options and want them, so do I.
Indeed. Don't rob me of my choice, because I'll treat you like a robber. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
You know how we treat robbers around here?
No, tell
No
me.
mercy, son. No fucking mercy, son. Remember the club?
Yes.
Remember the club you
Yes.
use? Like, so
Yeah.
someone can't steal
No
your car?
mercy.
Yeah, that shit's turning into a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm not even
I sound like I done did that shit, right?
Yeah. I had a couple thoughts come through my head.
You better stop. Yo, they should need to take the club off the market, because that's just dangerous, fam.
I don't even feel like they do that anymore besides up north.
Don't leave the club around me.
True player for real.
Word up.
Hey,
That's it.
that's all I got.
Wow. So that was a very energetic show.
Sorry for being loud, guys.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for all of your support, sticking with us week after week. If you wouldn't mind, just comment, rate, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. You know, that'll really help us accomplish our goals in the game of podcasting here. We really enjoy what we do, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
It's only gonna get bigger and better, guys.
All right. I hope you enjoy your week. We'll see you later.
Bye bye.